Hello, and welcome to our journey into the world of affordable and stylish home decor. In this series, we'll be exploring the most exciting and accessible home decor trends across the United States, proving that you don't need a limitless budget to create a home that is both beautiful and a true reflection of your personality. Gone are the days when high style was dictated by expensive designers and exclusive showrooms. Today, creating a home that feels curated, personal, and incredibly chic is more attainable than ever. This is a new era of decorating, one that celebrates individuality, sustainability, and the joy of creating a space that is uniquely yours. Over the next 15 chapters, we'll be diving deep into specific trends, offering practical tips, and sharing inspirational ideas to help you transform your living space. We'll cover everything from the resurgence of color and pattern to the enduring appeal of natural materials. We'll explore how to source affordable art, the magic of thrift store finds, and the power of a simple can of paint. Whether you're a seasoned decorator or just starting to think about how to personalize your first apartment, this guide is for you. Our goal is to empower you with the knowledge and confidence to make design choices that not only look great, but also feel right for you and your lifestyle. In this first chapter, we're going to set the stage. We'll discuss the overarching philosophy behind the affordable and stylish design movement in the USA today. It's a movement that's less about following fleeting fads and more about cultivating a personal aesthetic. It's about being intentional with our choices and finding beauty in the unexpected. We're seeing a significant shift away from a fast furniture culture, where cheaply made items are purchased for a season and then discarded. Instead, there's a growing appreciation for pieces with history, for items that are made to last, and for the satisfaction that comes from giving something old a new lease on life. This new approach to decorating is also deeply rooted in the idea of wellness and creating a sanctuary in our homes. Our living spaces have a profound impact on our mood and overall well-being. A well-designed room can be a source of comfort, inspiration, and joy. And that has nothing to do with how much money you spend. It's about surrounding yourself with things you love, colors that make you happy, and textures that feel good to the touch. It's about creating a home that tells your story. So, what are some of the foundational pillars of this affordable and stylish decor movement? One of the most significant is the embrace of sustainable and eco-conscious decorating. This isn't just about being environmentally friendly, although that is a huge part of it. It's also about a certain aesthetic, one that is grounded, authentic, and connected to the natural world. Think materials like bamboo, reclaimed wood, and recycled textiles. It's about bringing the outdoors in, not just with plants, but with colors, textures, and materials that evoke a sense of calm and tranquility. Another key element is the rise of thrifty chic. Flea markets, antique stores, and online marketplaces have become treasure troves for those with a discerning eye. The thrill of the hunt is part of the fun, but the real reward is finding a unique piece with character and history that you can incorporate into your home. It might be a vintage armchair with beautiful bones that you can reupholster, a set of mismatched china that adds charm to your dining table, or a quirky piece of art that sparks conversation. This approach to decorating is not only budget-friendly, but it also ensures that your home will be filled with one-of-a-kind pieces that you won't see in every other house on the block. We're also seeing a renewed appreciation for craftsmanship and do-it-yourself projects. In a world of mass-produced goods, there's a growing desire for things that are made with care and intention. This could be a hand-thrown ceramic vase, a hand-woven blanket, or a piece of furniture that you've lovingly restored yourself. The maker movement has empowered people to take a more hands-on approach to decorating, and the results are often stunningly original and deeply personal. Even small DIY projects, like painting a piece of furniture or creating your own wall art, can have a huge impact on a room and give you a sense of pride and accomplishment. Finally, let's talk about the importance of personal expression. The most stylish homes are not the ones that slavishly follow a particular trend, but the ones that feel like a true reflection of the people who live there. Your home is your canvas. It's a place to display your passions, your memories, and your unique point of view. So, don't be afraid to break the rules, to mix and match styles, and to choose pieces that speak to you on a personal level. If you love bold colors, go for it. If you're drawn to a more minimalist aesthetic, embrace it. The most important thing is to create a space that you love coming home to. As we move forward in this series, we will delve into the specifics of how to bring these ideas to life. We'll explore practical strategies for shopping smart, for upcycling and repurposing, and for incorporating the latest trends in a way that is both affordable and timeless. We'll show you how to create a home that is not only stylish and on-trend, but also a deeply personal sanctuary that you'll love for years to come. So, get ready to be inspired, to get creative, and to fall in love with your home all over again. The journey to a more beautiful and affordable home starts now. Welcome back. In our first chapter, we laid the groundwork for our journey, exploring the philosophy behind creating a home that is both affordable and deeply personal. We talked about moving away from mass-produced uniformity and embracing sustainability, unique thrifted finds, and the joy of self-expression. Today, we're diving into what is arguably the most powerful and cost-effective tool in any decorator's arsenal: paint. Nothing can transform a space as dramatically, as quickly, or as inexpensively as a fresh coat of color. It's the ultimate decorating magic trick. Think about the feeling a room gives you. That sense of calm in a bedroom, the energetic buzz in a creative workspace, or the cozy welcome of a living room. More often than not, that feeling is anchored by the color on the walls. Color has a profound psychological impact. It can make a small room feel larger, a cavernous space feel more intimate, and a dark corner feel bright and airy. It sets the entire mood and serves as the backdrop for everything else in the room: your furniture, your art, your life. The best part: you are in complete control of it. For the cost of a few cans of paint and a weekend of your time, you can completely redefine a room's character. For years, the world of interior design in the USA was dominated by shades of cool gray. While clean and modern, we're now seeing a major collective shift toward warmer, more inviting hues. The first major trend we're exploring is the rise of the new neutrals. These aren't the boring beiges of the past. Today's popular neutrals are sophisticated, complex, and have a rich depth to them. Think of warm taupe, soft mushroom gray, creamy off-whites, and earthy grayish, that perfect blend of gray and beige. These colors create a serene and welcoming canvas that feels both timeless and incredibly current. They work beautifully with natural materials like wood, linen, and rattan, and they allow your furniture and decor to truly shine. Using a warm neutral throughout your main living areas can create a seamless, cohesive flow that makes your entire home feel more spacious and put together. Building on that foundation of warmth, our second major color trend is the deep embrace of earthy and grounded tones. This is directly linked to the wellness and biophilic design movements we touched on in our last chapter, our innate desire to connect with nature. We're seeing a huge surge in the popularity of colors pulled directly from the natural landscape. Think of muted sage and olive greens that evoke a sense of calm and restoration. Imagine rich terracotta and rusty reds that feel warm and grounding, like sun-baked earth. Even deep, chocolate browns are making a comeback, used to create spaces that feel cozy, sophisticated, and enveloping, like a warm hug. These colors are perfect for creating a sanctuary-like atmosphere in bedrooms, reading nooks, or any space where you want to relax and unwind. Now, while neutrals and earthy tones provide a beautiful base, that doesn't mean our homes have to be devoid of vibrant color. In fact, our third trend is all about the strategic use of joyful, mood-boosting shades. Often called dopamine decor, this trend is about injecting personality and happiness into your home with intentional pops of color. We're not talking about painting an entire room bright yellow, unless that's what you love, of course. Instead, it's about using these colors in a more measured way. Consider painting a single accent wall in a cheerful butter yellow or a soft, dusty rose. Think about upcycling an old bookshelf or a side table with a coat of vibrant cobalt blue or energizing coral. Even painting the inside of a closet or the edge of a door in a surprise color can bring a smile to your face. These small doses of saturated color can make a space feel dynamic, optimistic, and uniquely you. The power of paint extends far beyond just the four walls of a room. To get a truly high-end, custom look on a budget, start thinking creatively about where you can apply color. One technique designers are using is called color drenching. This involves painting the walls, the baseboards, the window trim, and even the ceiling all in the same color. This monochromatic approach can make a room feel larger and more cohesive, and it creates a very chic, immersive experience. Another high-impact idea is to paint your interior doors. A black interior door can add a touch of drama and sophistication, while a door painted in a soft blue or green can add a gentle, custom touch. Don't be afraid to experiment. Before you rush out to the hardware store, a final piece of practical advice: always test your paint colors. Colors can look dramatically different on a tiny paint chip than they will on a large wall. They also change throughout the day depending on the natural light in the room. Buy small sample pots of your top choices and paint large swatches on different walls in the room. Live with them for a few days and see how they look in the morning light, in the afternoon, and at night with your lamps on. This small, inexpensive step can save you from a costly and time-consuming mistake. It ensures that the color you choose is one you will absolutely love. So, as you can see, paint is so much more than just a maintenance task. It is a transformative design tool that is accessible to everyone. It allows you to experiment with trends, express your personality, and completely change the feel of your home without breaking the bank. In our next chapter, we'll discuss what to put against these beautifully painted walls as we dive into the world of sourcing unique and affordable furniture. Hello and welcome back. In our last chapter, we unleashed the transformative power of paint, creating the perfect canvas for our homes. But a beautiful backdrop is only the beginning. Now, we need to furnish the space. This is where many people feel overwhelmed, assuming that stylish, quality furniture is automatically expensive. Today, we're going to completely debunk that myth. This chapter is all about the art of the hunt, the exciting process of sourcing unique and affordable furniture that tells a story and brings your rooms to life. We're moving beyond the one-stop shop, matched set mentality, and into the world of curated, collected style. The goal is to assemble a home that feels like it has evolved over time, even if you're starting from scratch. The secret is mixing and matching pieces from different sources, eras, and styles. This approach not only saves you a significant amount of money but also results in a space that is layered, interesting, and completely individual. So, where does this modern-day treasure hunt begin? Your first and most powerful resource is likely already in your pocket: online marketplaces. Websites and apps like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and OfferUp have revolutionized second-hand shopping. Here, you can find everything from vintage mid-century credenzas to nearly new sofas from popular brands at a fraction of their retail price. The key to success is strategy. Be specific in your searches. Instead of just typing dresser, try vintage walnut dresser or solid wood bookshelf. Set up alerts for items you're looking for, and be prepared to act quickly when a great piece pops up. Always remember to practice safety. Meet in public places for smaller items or bring a friend along for a pickup at someone's home. Beyond the digital world, the classic spots for furniture hunting are more vibrant than ever. Thrift stores like Goodwill and the Salvation Army can be gold mines, though they often require more frequent visits and a bit of digging. A step up from that are consignment and antique stores. Here, the items are often pre-selected and in better condition, which might mean slightly higher prices, but you can find incredible, high-quality pieces with real history. And never underestimate the magic of a local flea market or a neighborhood yard sale. These are places where you can connect with sellers, hear the stories behind the pieces, and often negotiate a fantastic price. It's about being patient and keeping an open mind. You never know what you might find. Now that we know where to look, let's talk about what to look for. This is where you need to develop your designer's eye, which really just means learning to see potential. The most important concept to embrace is looking for good bones. A piece of furniture with good bones has a sturdy structure and a timeless shape, even if its surface is flawed. The first thing to check for is solid wood construction. Solid wood furniture is heavy, durable, and can be sanded and refinished countless times. Open drawers and look for dovetail joints, a hallmark of quality craftsmanship. For upholstered pieces like sofas and armchairs, give them a little shake. Does the frame feel solid and stable, or does it wobble? A wobbly frame is a major red flag. The next step is to learn to look past the superficial. Try to ignore the current color, the dated hardware, or the ugly fabric. These are the easiest things to change. That orange-toned wooden dresser from the 1980s? Imagine it painted a deep, moody green with sleek, modern brass pulls. That armchair with the faded floral fabric? If the frame is solid and the shape is classic, it's a prime candidate for reupholstery, which can completely transform it into a high-end custom piece. Focusing on the silhouette, the overall shape of the item, is key. Classic, simple lines will always be in style and can easily be integrated into almost any decor. As you hunt, keep an eye out for some of the key furniture trends that are popular right now, many of which are easily found in vintage pieces. One of the biggest trends is a move towards curved and soft silhouettes. Look for sofas with rounded arms, arched cabinets, or circular coffee tables. These curvilinear shapes make a room feel softer, more inviting, and more organic. We're also seeing a huge demand for natural materials. Furniture made of rattan, cane, wicker, and light-toned woods like oak and maple are very much in demand. These materials add texture and warmth to a space and are often found in well-made vintage pieces from the 70s and 80s. Once you've brought your treasures home, the real fun begins. The simplest, most impactful update is changing the hardware. Swapping out old, clunky knobs or pulls for new ones in brass, matte black, or even leather can take a piece of furniture from dated to designer in under 10 minutes. As we've discussed, a fresh coat of paint or a new wood stain can work wonders. And for the slightly more adventurous, consider a simple upholstery project. Recovering the seats on a set of dining chairs is a fantastic beginner-friendly DIY project that requires little more than a staple gun and a great piece of fabric. It's an empowering way to put your own custom stamp on your finds. By taking this thoughtful, curated approach to furnishing your home, you're doing more than just saving money. You're participating in a more sustainable way of living by giving old items a new life. You're creating a home filled with character, history, and personality. And you're building a space that truly reflects your own unique taste and style, one carefully chosen piece at a time. In our next chapter, we'll move on to the soft layers that make a house feel like a home, textiles. We'll explore affordable rugs, curtains, and pillows that add comfort, color, and texture to your beautifully furnished rooms. Welcome back to our guide for creating an affordable and stylish home. So far, we have painted our walls to set the mood and hunted for unique furniture pieces that give our space character and soul. We have built the foundation. But a room with just walls and furniture can feel cold, stark, and unfinished. It echoes. It lacks comfort. Today, we're adding the essential layer that transforms a house into a home, textiles. This chapter is all about the power of affordable fabrics, the rugs, curtains, and pillows that weave everything together, adding softness, color, pattern, and that crucial feeling of coziness. Let's start from the ground up, with the foundation of any comfortable room, the area rug. A good rug does so much more than just feel nice underfoot. It defines a space, especially in an open concept layout, visually anchoring the furniture and creating a designated zone for conversation or relaxation. It absorbs sound, reducing echo and making a room feel more intimate. And, of course, it's a fantastic opportunity to introduce a bold pattern or a unifying color. Now, large area rugs can be notoriously expensive, but there are many stylish and budget-friendly options. Natural fiber rugs made of jute, sisal, or seagrass are incredibly popular for a reason. They provide amazing texture, a neutral and earthy backdrop, and are very durable and relatively inexpensive. For high-traffic areas, or homes with kids and pets, don't overlook synthetic rugs made from materials like polypropylene. The quality has improved immensely over the years, and they are virtually stain-proof and incredibly easy to clean. The single biggest mistake people make with area rugs is choosing one that is too small. A postage stamp rug floating in the middle of your furniture will actually make your room look smaller and disconnected. A good rule of thumb for a living room is that, at a minimum, the front legs of your sofa and all accent chairs should be sitting comfortably on the rug. Ideally, all the furniture would fit on it. This pulls the entire arrangement together. A fantastic designer trick for getting a large-scale look on a small budget is to layer rugs. Start with a large, inexpensive neutral rug, like a simple jute one that covers most of the floor. Then, layer a smaller, more vibrant, and more precious rug on top. Perhaps a vintage find or a colorful patterned piece that you fell in love with but couldn't afford in a larger size. This adds depth, personality, and a custom-designed feel. Next, let's turn our attention to the windows. Window treatments are often an afterthought, but they are absolutely critical to a finished room. Bare windows can make a space feel sterile and exposed. Curtains add softness, privacy, light control, and can even help with insulation. More importantly, from a design perspective, they are your secret weapon for making a room feel taller and grander. The key is all in how you hang them. Forget the old-fashioned way of mounting a rod right on the window frame. To get a professional, high-end look, you need to hang them high and wide. Mount your curtain rod at least 4 to 6 inches above the top of the window frame. This draws the eye upward and creates the illusion of a taller ceiling. Then, extend the rod 6 to 12 inches past the frame on each side. When the curtains are open, this allows the panels to hang against the wall, not blocking the window, which makes the window appear much larger and lets in the maximum amount of natural light. The length of your curtains is also crucial. You want them to either just kiss the floor or puddle slightly for a more romantic look. Avoid curtains that hang awkwardly a few inches from the ground, what designers call high waters. You don't need to spend a fortune on custom drapes. Retailers like IKEA, Target, and even Amazon offer a huge selection of affordable, stylish panels. Look for simple fabrics like a linen-cotton blend in a solid color or a subtle texture. These will look far more expensive than they are and will stand the test of time. Don't be afraid to buy panels that are too long. You can easily hem them with iron-on hemming tape, no sewing required. Finally, let's talk about the jewelry of the room, the throw pillows and blankets. This is the easiest, fastest, and cheapest way to inject personality and stay current with trends. You can completely change the vibe of your sofa from season to season simply by swapping out your pillow covers. And that's the key word, covers. Invest in a few good quality pillow inserts. Feather-down inserts will give you that plush, choppable look you see in magazines, and then just buy the covers. They are much less expensive and infinitely easier to store than a whole collection of bulky pillows. Look for affordable covers from places like H&M Home, Etsy, or even sewn yourself from remnant fabric. The art of styling pillows is all about creating a curated mix. A simple formula is to combine 3 key elements: pattern, scale, and texture. For example, on a sofa, you might pair a pillow with a large-scale floral pattern, one with a small-scale geometric print, and a third in a solid-colored velvet or boucle. The variation in pattern size keeps it from looking too busy, and the different textures add depth and interest. Arrange them in odd numbers, like groups of 3 or 5, for a more relaxed, dynamic look. Drape a chunky knit or a soft fleece throw blanket over the arm of the sofa or the back of a chair to complete the look and add that final, irresistible invitation to come in and get comfortable. By thoughtfully layering these textiles, you are completing the story of your room. The rug sets the stage, the curtains frame the view, and the pillows and throws are the finishing touches that scream, "Welcome home." You've added comfort, deadened sound, and layered in your unique personality. In our next chapter, we'll illuminate all our hard work as we explore the world of lighting and how to use it to create ambience, function, and style on a budget. Hello and welcome back. Over the last few chapters, we have built a beautiful room from the ground up. We've chosen the perfect colors for our walls, hunted for furniture with soul, and layered in soft textiles to make it feel cozy and complete. The space looks fantastic in the bright light of day, but what happens when the sun goes down? Lighting is one of the most frequently overlooked, yet most critical, elements of interior design. It's not just about being able to see, it's about creating a mood, highlighting your favorite features, and making the space functional for all its different uses. Today, we're going to illuminate your home, exploring how to use affordable lighting to create ambience and style without ever having to call an electrician. The secret that interior designers use to make a room feel warm, inviting, and sophisticated is a concept called layered lighting. Instead of relying on a single, harsh overhead light, a well-lit room uses multiple light sources at different heights. Think of it as painting with light. There are 3 main layers. The first is ambient light. This is your general, overall illumination, the foundational layer that fills the room. It's often provided by a ceiling fixture, like a flush mount, a pendant light, or a chandelier. For an affordable and stylish ambient option, consider a simple, modern drum shade fixture, or even a large paper or woven rattan lantern, which can provide a soft, diffused glow for a very low cost. The second layer is task light. As the name suggests, this is focused, functional lighting directed at a specific activity. This could be a floor lamp next to an armchair for reading, a sleek desk lamp for working, or under cabinet lighting in the kitchen for food prep. Task lighting is essential for making a room practical. When shopping, think about where you perform certain activities and ensure you have a dedicated light source. A beautiful arched floor lamp can not only provide great reading light, but also serve as a sculptural element in your living room. The third and final layer, which truly brings a room to life, is accent light. This is the mood lighting. It's more subtle and is used to draw attention to specific features, like a piece of art, a beautiful plant, or an architectural detail. This can be achieved with a small, adjustable spotlight on the floor aimed at a bookshelf, a picture light mounted above a favorite photograph, or even the warm flicker of candles. By combining these 3 layers, ambient, task, and accent, you create a rich, dynamic lighting scheme that makes a room feel balanced, welcoming, and far more expensive than it is. So, where do you find fixtures that fit these roles without breaking the bank? Secondhand is always a great place to start. Thrift stores are treasure troves for unique lamp bases with interesting shapes. Don't worry about the color or the shade, those are easy to change. Look for bases made of ceramic, wood, or heavy metal. As for trends, we are seeing a huge move toward lighting that incorporates natural and textural materials. Pendants made of woven seagrass, lamp bases with a rough, earthy ceramic finish, and shades made of linen or burlap are all incredibly popular. These pieces tie into the larger trend of bringing natural elements indoors. Also, keep an eye out for sculptural lighting, lamps that are beautiful objects in their own right. A floor lamp with a unique curve or a table lamp with a geometric base can act as a piece of art. Now for the best part, the clever hacks that give you a high-end look for less. Have you fallen in love with the look of stylish wall sconces but don't have the wiring for them? There's a brilliant solution called the magic light trick. You can buy any wall sconce you like, mount it to the wall, and instead of wiring it, simply place a battery-operated, remote-controlled LED puck light inside. It gives you the look and ambience of a custom sconce with zero electrical work. It's a game changer for renters or anyone on a budget. Another amazing hack is the power of spray paint. That dated shiny brass chandelier you found at the flea market can be transformed into a modern masterpiece with a can of matte black or sophisticated bronze spray paint. And never underestimate the power of a new lampshade. Replacing a tapered old-fashioned shade with a modern, straight-sided drum shade can instantly update any lamp. Finally, let's talk about the most affordable part of any fixture, the light bulb itself. The type of bulb you choose has a huge impact on the feel of your room. Pay attention to the color temperature, measured in kelvins. For living rooms, bedrooms, and dining areas, spaces where you want to feel relaxed and cozy, look for bulbs labeled warm white, which are typically around 2,700 kelvins. They cast a soft yellowish glow that is much more flattering than the harsh, bluish light of cool white or daylight bulbs. And for the ultimate in affordable customization, consider smart bulbs. For a relatively low initial cost, you can get bulbs that you control from your phone, allowing you to dim the lights, change their color, and set schedules without ever having to install a physical dimmer switch. A well-executed lighting plan is the final touch that makes your design choices shine, literally. It sets the mood, provides critical function, and adds a layer of polish and sophistication. Now that our rooms are perfectly lit, it's time to adorn our walls. In the next chapter, we will explore the world of affordable art and decor, learning how to create stunning gallery walls, use mirrors to enhance our space, and display our favorite objects in style. Welcome back. In our journey so far, we have laid a truly beautiful foundation. The walls are painted in colors that soothe and inspire us. The furniture is a curated collection of pieces with character. The textiles add layers of comfort, and the lighting creates the perfect, warm ambience. Our room is functional, comfortable, and stylish. But now, we come to the most personal part of the process. We are going to adorn our walls. This chapter is all about that final personality layer, the art, mirrors, and objects that tell your unique story and transform your well-designed house into a home that is unequivocally yours. Let's start by talking about art, a word that can often feel intimidating and expensive. The first thing we need to do is broaden our definition of what art can be. It is not limited to an original painting from a high-end gallery. Art is anything that you find beautiful, that evokes an emotion, or that tells a story. And today, thanks to the internet, it has never been more accessible or affordable. One of the single biggest game changers in budget decorating is the world of digital and printable art. Websites like Etsy are filled with talented artists selling high-resolution digital files of their work for just a few dollars. You can purchase a file, download it instantly, and have it printed at an online service or your local print shop. This gives you access to a virtually unlimited selection of art and complete control over the size and printing material. Even better, many museum and library archives, like the New York Public Library or the NASA Image Archives, offer vast collections of stunning vintage illustrations, maps, and photographs in the public domain, meaning you can download and print them for free. Beyond printing, think creatively about what you can frame. A beautiful piece of remnant wallpaper or a scrap of luxurious fabric can become a stunning abstract piece. A vintage silk scarf, a beautifully designed page from an old book, or even your own photography, printed in a dramatic black and white, can all become meaningful art. And of course, keep your eyes peeled in thrift stores. You can often find original paintings or unique prints for a steal. Look past a dated frame. If the art itself speaks to you, you can easily reframe it to fit your modern decor. The goal is to surround yourself with images and objects that you love to look at. One of the most popular ways to display a collection of art is by creating a gallery wall. This is a fantastic, high-impact way to fill a large, blank wall and showcase your personality. The key to a successful gallery wall is planning. First, gather all the pieces you want to include. This can be a mix of prints, photos, drawings, and even small, flat objects like a decorative plate or a small mirror. Then, lay everything out on the floor and play with the arrangement until you find a composition you love. To avoid making dozens of unnecessary nail holes in your wall, trace each frame onto craft paper, cut out the templates, and tape them to the wall. This allows you to visualize the final look and perfect the spacing before you pick up a hammer. How do you make a collection of mismatched items look cohesive? There are a few tricks. You can unify the collection with frames. Using all black frames, or all natural wood frames for example, will make the entire arrangement feel deliberate and tied together. Another approach is to stick to a consistent color palette within the artwork itself, choosing pieces that share a few common colors. Or, you can build your gallery wall around a specific theme, such as family photographs, travel memories, or botanical illustrations. Whether you prefer a perfectly symmetrical grid or a more organic, eclectic salon-style hang, a gallery wall is a powerful storytelling tool. Next, let's discuss the magic of mirrors. A mirror is so much more than a place to check your reflection. It's a design workhorse. A well-placed mirror can dramatically change the feel of a room. Its primary superpower is its ability to manipulate light and space. By hanging a large mirror on a wall opposite a window, you can effectively double the amount of natural light in the room, making it feel brighter and more airy. In a small room or a narrow hallway, a large mirror creates an illusion of depth, making the space feel significantly larger than it is. Think of a mirror as a decorative window. You can use a statement mirror with an interesting frame, perhaps a vintage piece with an ornate gilt frame, or a modern one with an organic, irregular shape, to create a stunning focal point above a console table, a fireplace, or a bed. Finally, let's bring our decor off the wall and into the third dimension with shelving and objects. A few simple floating shelves are an inexpensive way to add depth and display opportunities to any wall. The art of styling these shelves, or creating a shelfie, is all about balance and composition. A few simple guidelines can help. Group items in odd numbers, like 3s or 5s, which is often more visually appealing than even-numbered groupings. Vary the height and shape of your objects. Place a tall vase next to a short stack of books, next to a sculptural object. Create depth by layering, perhaps leaning a small framed photo against the back of the shelf with a smaller object in front of it. Most importantly, don't overcrowd the shelves. Negative space, or breathing room, is essential for letting each object shine. This is your chance to display treasured souvenirs, inherited keepsakes, favorite books, and small plants that bring life to your walls. Your walls are a canvas for your life. By filling them thoughtfully with affordable art, strategically placed mirrors, and personal objects, you infuse your space with your story. These are the details that will spark conversations, bring back fond memories, and truly make your house your home. In our next chapter, we'll apply all the principles we've learned so far as we focus on creating a specific sanctuary, the serene and stylish bedroom. Hello and welcome back. For the past 6 chapters, we have been gathering the tools and principles of affordable, stylish design. We've mastered the art of paint, the hunt for furniture, the layering of textiles, the magic of lighting, and the personality of wall decor. Now, it's time to bring all of that knowledge together and focus our attention on the most personal space in any home, the bedroom. This isn't just a room for sleeping, it's our private retreat, a sanctuary where we begin and end each day. The goal for this space is to create an atmosphere of ultimate calm and comfort, and the good news is, serenity doesn't have a high price tag. Let's begin with the foundation of any room's mood, the color palette and the lighting. In the bedroom, we want to make choices that promote rest and relaxation. This is the place for soft, muted colors that soothe the senses. Think of gentle sage greens, dusty blues, warm greys, or even a soft, blush pink. These colors have a low visual energy and create a tranquil backdrop. Alternatively, you can go in the opposite direction and create a cozy, cocoon-like feel with deep, moody colors like charcoal gray, deep navy, or a rich forest green. A dark color can make the boundaries of the room seem to recede, which can be incredibly comforting at night. Whichever direction you choose, pair your color with a warm, layered lighting plan. A central ceiling fixture on a dimmer, or controlled with a smart bulb, is perfect for general light, but the real key is soft, accessible bedside lighting. Instead of traditional table lamps that take up valuable nightstand space, consider mounting plug-in wall sconces on either side of the bed. They provide excellent reading light and give the room a custom, hotel-like feel without any electrical work. Now, let's turn to the undeniable focal point of the room, the bed. A beautiful and comfortable bed is the heart of the entire space. You don't need an expensive, monolithic bed frame to make a statement. The headboard is what really draws the eye. This is a perfect opportunity for a high-impact DIY project. You can create a stunning upholstered headboard with a piece of plywood, some foam, batting, and a fabric you love. Another incredibly simple and modern idea is to use paint to create the illusion of a headboard. A painted arch or a rectangle of a contrasting color on the wall directly behind your bed can serve as a graphic, minimalist headboard for just the cost of a sample pot of paint. Once the frame is set, the real luxury comes from the textiles. Learning to layer your bedding is the secret to achieving that plush, inviting look you see in magazines. Start with a set of comfortable sheets in a breathable material like cotton or linen. On top of that, add your main comforter or duvet. Then, fold another blanket or a textured quilt across the bottom third of the bed. This adds depth, color, and texture. Finally, the pillows. You'll want your sleeping pillows, of course, but then layer in 2 or 3 decorative shams that match your duvet, and finish with 1 or 2 smaller throw pillows in a contrasting color or texture. This combination creates a bed that you can't wait to sink into at the end of the day. You can find beautiful, affordable bedding at retailers like Target, IKEA, or by waiting for annual white sales at department stores. For the rest of the furniture, think function and personality. Nightstands don't have to be a matching set. In fact, using 2 different pieces can add a lot of character. Try using a small, vintage stool on one side and a simple, modern table on the other. A stack of old suitcases or a floating shelf can also work beautifully as a minimalist bedside surface. For storage, a thrifted dresser can be a showpiece. Look for a solid wood piece with good bones and give it a fresh coat of paint and some new hardware to match your room's aesthetic. The most important design principle for a serene bedroom is also completely free: decluttering. A calm mind requires a calm space. Avoid letting clothes pile up on a chair and make sure everything has a home. Use storage boxes that can slide under the bed for out-of-season items to keep surfaces clear and the energy of the room peaceful. Finally, let's add the finishing touches that complete our sanctuary. For the windows, consider blackout curtains. They are a practical choice that can dramatically improve your sleep, and they also add a wonderful softness and sense of enclosure to the room. Remember to hang them high and wide, as we discussed in our chapter on textiles, to make your windows feel larger. Underfoot, a soft rug is a must. Waking up and stepping onto a plush surface is a small daily luxury. If a large area rug is out of the budget, 2 smaller runners on either side of the bed work just as well. For the walls, instead of a busy gallery wall, consider a single, large piece of calming art above the bed. A serene landscape, a simple abstract piece, or a framed textile can serve as a beautiful, peaceful focal point. And don't forget to add a touch of life with a small, low-maintenance plant. By thoughtfully combining a soothing color palette, layers of soft textiles, warm lighting, and personal, uncluttered decor, you can create a bedroom that is more than just a room. It becomes a true retreat, a space designed specifically to help you rest, recharge, and wake up ready for the day. In our next chapter, we'll move from our private sanctuary to the social heart of the home, applying our budget-friendly design principles to create a welcoming and stylish living room. Welcome back! In our last chapter, we turned our attention inward, creating a serene, private sanctuary in the bedroom. Today, we shift our focus from the personal retreat to the public square of our homes, the living room. This is the hardest working room in the house. It's where we unwind after a long day, where we binge watch our favorite shows, where we entertain friends, and where family memories are made. The challenge is to create a space that is not only stylish and beautiful but also comfortable, functional, and welcoming to all. Let's apply our principles to craft the social heart of your home, for less. Before we even think about furniture or colors, we need to address the single most important element of a successful living room, the layout. A poor layout can make even the most beautiful furniture feel awkward and unwelcoming. The first step is to identify your room's focal point. This might be a built-in feature like a fireplace or a large window with a beautiful view. If you don't have a natural focal point, you can create one with a large piece of art or the media unit. This is the anchor around which you will build your main seating arrangement. Now, here's the most crucial rule of living room design. Do not push all of your furniture against the walls. This creates a strange, empty space in the middle of the room that feels like a waiting room. Instead, float your furniture. Pull your sofa and chairs away from the walls, bringing them closer together to create an intimate conversation zone. This simple act will instantly make your room feel more connected and professionally designed. Finally, consider traffic flow. Ensure there are clear, easy paths for people to walk through the room without having to awkwardly sidestep furniture or interrupt a conversation. Now, let's furnish this well-planned space. The sofa is typically the largest and most significant purchase. For both budget and style longevity, look for a sofa with a classic, simple silhouette, like a track arm or a gentle slope arm, in a durable, neutral fabric like a tight weave polyester or a cotton blend. Second-hand marketplaces are fantastic for finding high-quality, barely used sofas. And don't underestimate the power of a good slip-covered sofa, which is a lifesaver for families with kids or pets. While the sofa provides a neutral base, the accent chairs are where you can really let your personality shine. They absolutely do not need to match the sofa. This is your chance to bring in a pop of color, a bold pattern, or a different material like leather, velvet, or rattan. A modern sofa paired with a vintage armchair creates a dynamic, curated look. For coffee tables and side tables, think about mixing materials to add interest. Perhaps a warm wood coffee table with a sleek metal and glass side table. And always look for pieces that can do double duty, like a storage ottoman that can serve as a coffee table, extra seating, and a place to hide blankets and remotes. The comfort layer in a living room is all about the textiles. As we've learned, a properly sized area rug is non-negotiable. It anchors the entire seating area and ties everything together. Remember the rule: at a minimum, the front legs of your sofa and all of your chairs must be on the rug. This visually connects all the pieces. For window treatments, the high and wide method is just as important here as in the bedroom. But while blackout curtains are great for sleeping, in a living room, you often want to maximize natural light. Opt for light-filtering curtains made of materials like linen or sheer cotton. They provide privacy and soften the space while still keeping it feel bright and airy during the day. And of course, the sofa is not fully dressed without a collection of pillows and a cozy throw. Use our formula of mixing patterns, textures, and scales to create an inviting and stylish arrangement. This is the easiest and most affordable way to incorporate new trends or seasonal colors into your space. Finally, we set the mood and infuse the room with personality. A layered lighting plan is essential for a multifunctional living room. You need bright, ambient light from a ceiling fixture for general use. You need focused task lighting, like a floor lamp for reading in a cozy corner. And you need soft accent lighting, like a small lamp on a console table or a dimmer on the main light, to create a warm, intimate glow for relaxing in the evenings. On the walls, a large piece of art above the sofa makes a fantastic focal point. Alternatively, a gallery wall can be a great way to display family photos and collected prints. The final touch is to make the living room truly feel lived in. Style your coffee table with a stack of your favorite books, a decorative tray to corral small items, and a candle. Add life to the room with houseplants. These small personal touches are what make the space feel authentic, warm, and truly like the heart of your home. By focusing first on a strong layout and then layering in a curated mix of affordable furniture, cozy textiles, and personal decor, you can create a living room that is the perfect backdrop for your life. It becomes a space that's not just for looking at, but for living in. In our next chapter, we'll turn our attention to another important gathering space, the dining room, and explore how to create an inviting setting for meals and celebrations on a budget. Hello and welcome back. We've cultivated serenity in our bedrooms and crafted a welcoming hub in our living rooms. Today, we turn our attention to a space that is all about gathering, connection, and hospitality, the dining room. Now, for many of us, a formal, separate dining room is a thing of the past. Your dining space might be a small breakfast nook, a corner of your kitchen, or part of an open-plan living area. Whatever your layout, the goal remains the same: to create an inviting and functional spot that encourages you to slow down, share a meal, and connect with the people you love. This chapter is about designing that dream dining space on a dime. For those of us working with an open-concept floor plan, the first step is to visually define the dining zone, making it feel like a distinct and intentional space. There are 3 powerful and affordable ways to do this. First, use an area rug. Placing a rug under your table and chairs is the clearest way to say, this is the dining area. Just remember the golden rule for dining rugs. The rug must be large enough so that when you pull the chairs out to sit down, all 4 legs of the chair remain on the rug. This prevents chairs from catching on the edge and makes the whole setup feel generous and well-planned. Second, use a statement light fixture. Hanging a beautiful pendant light or a small chandelier directly over the dining table instantly creates a focal point and anchors the space. Third, consider creating a feature wall. Painting the wall behind your dining table in a different color or applying a stylish, modern peel-and-stick wallpaper can beautifully delineate the nook from the rest of the room. Now for the main event, the table and chairs. A solid wood dining table is a timeless piece that will last for decades, and the second-hand market is the absolute best place to find one. Look on Facebook Marketplace or in consignment shops for tables with great bones, even if the finish is a bit scratched or dated. A light sanding and a fresh coat of stain or paint can bring it back to life for a fraction of the cost of a new one. For seating, this is the perfect place to embrace one of the most charming and budget-friendly trends in interior design, the mismatched chair. Scour thrift stores, flea markets, and yard sales for individual chairs with interesting shapes. You can then create a cohesive look by painting them all the same color. A classic black or a crisp white always looks chic. Or, for a more eclectic, bohemian vibe, leave them in their original finishes. Another fantastic option, especially for smaller spaces, is to use a bench on one side of the table. It can tuck neatly underneath when not in use and often allows you to squeeze in more people. Of all the rooms in the house, lighting is arguably most crucial in the dining space for creating the right atmosphere. The centerpiece of your design should be that statement pendant light hanging over the table. This is the jewelry of the room. When hanging it, the bottom of the fixture should be about 30 to 36 inches above the surface of the tabletop. This height is low enough to feel intimate and connected to the table, but high enough that it doesn't obstruct anyone's view. The second non-negotiable lighting rule for a dining space is that it must be dimmable. The ability to lower the lights is what transforms a brightly lit family dinner into a cozy, atmospheric setting for entertaining friends. If you don't have a dimmer switch installed, a smart bulb is an incredibly easy and affordable solution that gives you complete control from your phone. With the main pieces in place, it's all about the styling. A beautiful centerpiece doesn't have to be an elaborate floral arrangement. Keep it simple and low, so it doesn't get in the way of conversation. A cluster of candles in varied heights, a simple vase with a few stems of eucalyptus or even some interesting branches from your yard, or a beautiful wooden bowl filled with seasonal fruit can all look stunning. On the walls, a large mirror is a classic choice for a dining room as it can make the space feel larger and brighter. A nearby sideboard or buffet, which can often be found secondhand and painted, is a game changer. It provides much-needed storage for dishes and linens and gives you another surface to style with a lamp, art, and personal objects. Finally, don't underestimate the power of simple table linens. A set of cloth napkins and a simple table runner, found affordably at places like H&M Home or Target, can make any weeknight meal feel a little more special. Let's be realistic. In today's modern home, the dining table is rarely just for dining. It's the home office, the home workstation, the craft corner, and the puzzle table. The key to making this work is to have a system for a quick transition. Keep a large, stylish tray handy. When it's time for dinner, all the work-related items, laptops, papers, pens, can be placed on the tray and moved to the sideboard in one easy motion. This simple habit helps you mentally switch gears and preserves the table's primary role as a place for gathering. Creating an inviting dining space isn't about formality or expense. It's about creating an atmosphere of welcome that encourages everyone to linger a little longer. It's about a place designed for connection. In our next chapter, we'll take our design skills into the true workhorse of the home, tackling the kitchen and exploring affordable updates that make a huge impact. Welcome back. We've designed our spaces for relaxation, for socializing, and for gathering. Today, we're stepping into the undisputed workhorse and the true heart of the home, the kitchen. A full-scale kitchen renovation is one of the most expensive projects a homeowner can undertake, often leading people to believe they have to live with a dated or uninspired space until they can save up for a major overhaul. But that simply isn't true. This chapter is all about cosmetic magic. We're going to explore a series of high-impact, low-cost updates that can completely transform the look and feel of your kitchen, no demolition required. The single most transformative thing you can do to update a dated kitchen is to paint your cabinets. If you have solid wood or laminate cabinets that are in decent shape but are an unflattering color, a fresh coat of paint will make it feel like an entirely new kitchen. Now, this is a labor-intensive do-it-yourself project that requires patience, but the payoff is absolutely enormous for the small monetary investment. The key to a professional-looking finish is in the prep work. You'll need to thoroughly clean and degrease the doors, lightly sand them to give the primer something to grip, apply a quality primer, and then finish with 2 or 3 thin coats of a durable cabinet-grade paint. As for colors, timeless choices like warm whites and soft greys can make a small kitchen feel bigger and brighter. For a more modern, sophisticated look, consider deep navy blues, earthy sage greens, or a chic two-tone approach with a darker color on the lower cabinets and a lighter one on the uppers. With your cabinets freshly painted, the next quickest win is to upgrade the hardware. Think of cabinet pulls and knobs as the jewelry of your kitchen. Swapping out dated, builder-grade hardware for something that reflects your style is an easy, 10-minute task that has a surprisingly significant impact. Matte black hardware provides a modern, graphic contrast against light cabinets. Warm brass or bronze pulls can add a touch of glamour and sophistication. Sleek, simple nickel handles offer a clean and timeless look. You can find beautiful and affordable options online or at any big-box home improvement store. Alongside hardware, another area ripe for a modern update is the backsplash. Retiling can be messy and expensive, but the invention of high-quality peel-and-stick tiles has been a revolution for budget-friendly design. These products are easy to install, often right over your existing tile, and come in an endless variety of styles, from classic subway tile to bold geometric patterns. It's a fantastic weekend project that adds a major dose of personality. Now let's talk about countertops, which can be a major expense. If new stone or butcher block isn't in the budget, you still have options. High-quality, durable vinyl contact paper can be used to mimic the look of marble or granite for a tiny fraction of the cost. While it's a more temporary solution, it's perfect for renters or as a short-term fix, and when applied carefully, it can look remarkably realistic. For a more permanent solution, there are countertop paint kits that use a durable epoxy formula to resurface old laminate counters in a variety of finishes. Next, look up. Dated lighting can drag down the entire feel of a kitchen. Swap out that old fluorescent light box or a generic flush mount for a more stylish semi-flush fixture or a simple, modern pendant. Another game-changing addition is under-cabinet lighting. You can buy inexpensive, easy-to-install LED strips that are either battery-operated or plug-in. This not only provides excellent task lighting for your countertops, but also adds a layer of ambient, high-end glow in the evenings. Finally, it's time to style and organize. A great way to add character is to create the look of open shelving. Simply remove the doors from 1 or 2 of your upper cabinets. You can paint or wallpaper the inside of the cabinet for a fun pop of color, and then use the shelves to display your most beautiful dishes, glassware, and cookbooks. To add warmth and comfort, bring in a durable and washable runner. A colorful rug can break up a sea of hard surfaces and make the kitchen feel more like a finished room. And one final upgrade that can make a big difference is the faucet. While it might be a small splurge, a new, modern faucet with a high arc can elevate the entire sink area and make daily tasks feel a little more luxurious. Then, finish by decluttering your countertops. Keep only what is both useful and beautiful on display. Use a pretty crock for your utensils, place a small plant by the window, lean a beautiful wooden cutting board against the backsplash, and keep a bowl of fresh lemons or apples on the counter. By tackling these strategic, cosmetic updates one by one, you can achieve a radical transformation. Your kitchen can go from a room you tolerate to a room you truly love to be in, all without the dust, disruption, and daunting expense of a full remodel. In our next chapter, we'll carry the same can-do spirit into another hard-working space, the bathroom, and discover how to turn it into a spa-like retreat on a budget. Hello and welcome back. We've refreshed our kitchens into spaces we love to cook in, and now it's time to carry that transformative energy into another essential, hard-working room, the bathroom. For too long, the bathroom has been treated as a purely utilitarian space, an afterthought in the design process. But this is where we prepare for the day ahead and where we unwind before bed. It deserves to be more than just functional. It deserves to be a sanctuary. In this chapter, we're going to explore how to turn your basic bathroom into a personal, spa-like retreat using the same high-impact, low-cost strategies we've been learning all along. As with any space, our transformation begins with paint. In a typically small bathroom, color has an immense impact. To make the room feel larger, brighter, and cleaner, opt for light and airy colors. Think of soft, spa-like blues and greens, a crisp, clean white, or a warm, light gray. These colors reflect light and create a serene atmosphere. Alternatively, in a small, windowless powder room, you can embrace the size and go for a bold, dramatic look. A deep charcoal gray or a rich navy blue can turn a tiny space into a sophisticated, jewel box experience. And don't stop at the walls. The single most effective way to update a dated bathroom is to paint the vanity. That standard oak or laminate vanity from the 90s can be completely modernized with a good cleaning, a light sanding, and a few coats of durable paint. It's a weekend project that will make the entire room feel custom designed. For the more ambitious DIYer, you can even paint over dated floor tiles with specialty floor tile paint, a project that requires careful preparation but delivers a stunning and budget-friendly result. Next, let's focus on the bling of the bathroom, the fixtures and hardware. These small details can elevate the entire space. Start by swapping out the old knobs or pulls on your freshly painted vanity for something more current. Then, look at your faucet. A dated, corroded faucet can make the whole sink area feel grimy. A new, modern faucet in matte black, warm brass, or polished chrome is a relatively inexpensive upgrade that makes a world of difference. The same goes for the shower. Upgrading your standard shower head to a larger, rain-style shower head is a small luxury that will dramatically improve your daily routine. And don't forget the lighting. Many bathrooms are cursed with those dated, Hollywood strip lights above the mirror. Replacing this with a more stylish vanity bar or a pair of sconces on either side of the mirror will not only look better, but will also provide more flattering, functional light. Speaking of the mirror, let's address the common builder grade problem. A large, plain sheet of mirror glued to the wall. Instead of going through the trouble of removing it, you can easily give it a custom look by adding a frame. You can buy kits specifically for this, or simply build your own using decorative trim from the hardware store, cut to size and attached with construction adhesive. This simple trick makes the mirror look like a deliberate, high-end piece. If you don't have a glued-on mirror, replacing a boring one is a fantastic opportunity to add personality. A large round mirror can soften all the hard lines in a bathroom, while a mirror with an interesting vintage or metal frame can serve as a piece of art. Now, let's bring in the softness. The shower curtain is essentially a giant piece of fabric art in your bathroom. Ditch the cheap plastic liner look and opt for a beautiful fabric shower curtain that complements your wall color. A simple waffle weave texture in white or a neutral color instantly evokes a spa feeling. And of course, you need fresh, luxurious towels. You don't need to spend a fortune, but a new fluffy set of coordinating bath towels, hand towels, and washcloths can make the space feel instantly more pulled together and pampering. Roll them and display them in a basket or on a shelf for that hotel-like touch. Complete the textile layer with a plush bath mat or a small, washable runner that feels wonderful underfoot. Finally, the key to a true spa sanctuary is styling and organization. The #1 rule is to get clutter off the countertops. Use a stylish tray to corral the items you use daily. Decant your hand soap and lotion into beautiful, reusable dispensers. Use attractive canisters or small baskets for cotton balls and swabs. The goal is to make even the most mundane items look beautiful. If you need more storage, use the vertical space. A few floating shelves above the toilet are perfect for storing extra towels, a small plant, and a few decorative objects. And please, bring in some life. Bathrooms are often humid environments, which many plants love. A snake plant, a ZZ plant, or a pot hose will thrive in these conditions. For the ultimate spa touch, buy a bundle of fresh eucalyptus and hang it from your shower head. The steam from the shower will release the essential oils, creating a calming, aromatic experience. By layering these simple, affordable updates, you can transform your bathroom from a purely functional room into a personal retreat where you can truly relax and recharge. It's about elevating your daily rituals through thoughtful design. In our next chapter, we'll tackle the often overlooked transitional spaces in our homes, the entryways and hallways, and learn how to make a great first and lasting impression. Hello and welcome back. We have meticulously designed the main rooms of our homes, creating sanctuaries for rest, hubs for socializing, and functional spaces for daily life. But what about the areas in between? In this chapter, we're focusing on the often neglected transitional spaces, the entryways and hallways. Think of your entryway as your home's first impression, its welcoming handshake. And think of your hallways as the connective tissue that creates a seamless flow from one room to the next. These pass-through areas may not be destinations in themselves, but paying thoughtful attention to them is the secret to making your entire home feel cohesive, considered, and welcoming from the very moment you step through the door. Let's start with the entryway, the critical zone that greets you and your guests. The primary goal here is to blend function with style. Every entryway, no matter how small, needs a designated drop zone to prevent clutter from migrating into the rest of the house. This zone should have a spot for your keys, the mail, and a place to take off your shoes. If you live in a small apartment where the front door opens directly into the living room, you can create this zone yourself. Mount a few stylish hooks on the wall for coats and bags. Just below them, install a small floating shelf. This tiny surface is all you need for a bowl to catch your keys and a spot to place the mail. Underneath, a durable, low-profile tray can neatly contain a few pairs of shoes. You've just created a functional entryway in less than 2 square feet of space. If you have a more defined foyer, a narrow console table is your best friend. Scour thrift stores and online marketplaces for a slim table that won't impede the walkway. This gives you a larger surface for a decorative tray, a small lamp, and perhaps a vase. A storage bench is another brilliant solution, offering a place to sit while you put on your shoes, with hidden storage for bags or footwear underneath. Now, there are 3 essential elements every entryway should have. First, a mirror. It's practical for that last look before you head out, but more importantly, it will make your entryway feel significantly larger and brighter by bouncing light around. Second, a rug or runner. This defines the entryway as its own space, protects your floors from dirt, and offers a perfect opportunity to introduce color and pattern. Choose a durable, low-pile or indoor-outdoor material that's easy to clean. Third, welcoming light. If you have an overhead fixture, swap the builder-grade one for something with more personality. But the real secret is a small table lamp on your console. Coming home and switching on a soft, warm lamp is infinitely more welcoming than being met with a harsh overhead glare. Next, let's move on to the hallways. These long, narrow corridors can often feel like dark, boring tunnels. Our mission is to transform them into interesting, intentional pathways. The most powerful tool for this is a runner. A long runner will not only protect your floors, but will also add a huge dose of color, pattern, and texture, drawing the eye forward and making the journey down the hall a visual treat. A runner with horizontal stripes can even create an illusion of width in a very narrow space. The hallway is also the absolute perfect location for a gallery wall. Because people are typically just passing through, it's an ideal spot to display more personal items like family photos. The narrow confines of the hallway invite people to pause and look at the smaller pieces more closely than they might in a large living room. Arrange a collection of family photos in cohesive frames for a timeless and meaningful display. Lighting and a few clever tricks can solve the long, dark tunnel problem. If you have multiple ceiling fixtures, swapping them for stylish, matching flush mounts will create a clean, unified look. If you only have one fixture, consider adding plug-in wall sconces along the length of the wall to add architectural interest and break up the monotony. And let's use paint to our advantage. While a light, bright color on the walls is a great way to make the space feel bigger, you can also try a designer trick. Paint the wall at the very end of the hallway a slightly darker or more dramatic color. This creates a focal point and an illusion of depth, drawing you toward it. And just as in the entryway, a large, long mirror or a series of smaller mirrors hung along one wall can work wonders, visually doubling the width of a narrow corridor. Even in these pass-through spaces, don't forget the final layer of personality. If your hallway is wide enough, a very slim, wall-mounted console table or a few picture ledges can provide a spot for displaying books, art, and small objects without getting in the way. A hardy plant that can tolerate lower light, like a ZZ plant, can thrive at the end of a hall. These small touches signal that every single part of your home has been considered and cared for. By transforming these transitional zones from forgotten afterthoughts into stylish, functional parts of your home, you create a complete and immersive experience. Your home feels welcoming from the moment of arrival and tells a cohesive story as you move through it. In our next chapter, we'll step outside and explore how to extend our affordable, stylish design principles to the outdoors, no matter how small your patio, balcony, or yard might be. Hello and welcome back. Throughout this series, we have methodically transformed the interiors of our homes, turning each room into a stylish, functional, and personal space. But our living areas don't have to stop at our walls. In this chapter, we are stepping outside to unlock the potential of our outdoor spaces. Whether you have a tiny apartment balcony, a small concrete patio, or a modest backyard, this is valuable bonus square footage waiting to be claimed. Our goal is to treat this space as a true extension of our home, an outdoor room for relaxing, dining, and entertaining. Let's explore how to create a beautiful outdoor oasis on a budget. The first step in transforming an outdoor area is to stop thinking of it as a patch of concrete or grass and start thinking of it as a room without a ceiling. And what does every room need? A floor and walls. The floor of your outdoor room is an outdoor rug. This is perhaps the single most transformative item you can add. An outdoor rug, made of durable, weather-resistant materials like polypropylene, instantly defines a seating or dining area, adds a comfortable layer underfoot, and injects a powerful dose of color and pattern. It visually anchors your furniture and makes the entire space feel intentional and pulled together. Next, let's create the illusion of walls, to give our space a sense of privacy and enclosure. On a balcony or patio that's close to neighbors, this is key to creating a true retreat. You don't need to build a fence. A few tall planters with slender, upright plants like bamboo or ornamental grasses can create a lush, living screen. A simple wooden trellis, which is very inexpensive, can be leaned against a wall or attached to a railing and used to support beautiful climbing vines. Even a roll of bamboo fencing, easily found at a garden center, can be attached to an existing railing for an instant, budget-friendly privacy solution. For a softer touch, you can even hang outdoor curtains to create a breezy, cabana-like feel. Now that we've defined our room, let's furnish it. Outdoor furniture can be pricey, so strategy is key. The best time to buy new sets is during the end-of-season sales in late summer and early fall, when prices are deeply discounted. But the second-hand market is a fantastic resource year-round. Look for pieces with a sturdy metal or solid wood frame. Don't worry if the finish is faded or the cushions are worn out. A can of spray paint specifically formulated for outdoor use can bring a tired metal bistro set back to life. Old wooden furniture can be sanded and sealed to protect it from the elements. For small spaces, a classic two-person bistro set is perfect. And don't be afraid to think outside the box. A few comfortable floor cushions or outdoor poofs can provide flexible, low-profile seating that doesn't take up much visual or physical space. The magic of an outdoor space truly comes alive after the sun sets, and that is all thanks to lighting. Creating a layered, atmospheric lighting scheme is easy and affordable. The most popular and impactful option is string lights. A strand or two of bistro or cafe-style lights with their larger, glowing bulbs strung overhead will instantly create a festive and magical ambience. The easiest and most versatile lighting solution is solar power. You can find solar-powered stake lights to illuminate planters and pathways, solar-powered string lights that require no outlet, and even solar-powered lanterns. They charge during the day and automatically turn on at dusk, providing a beautiful glow with no effort. Supplement these with a few traditional lanterns grouped on a table or on the ground, using battery-operated candles for a safe, worry-free flicker. Finally, we need to add the layers of comfort and life, textiles and greenery. A few comfortable cushions and colorful throw pillows will make your outdoor furniture infinitely more inviting. Be sure to look for fabrics that are specifically made for outdoor use, as they are designed to resist fading from the sun and mildew from the rain. If dedicated outdoor pillows are outside the budget, you can use a can of waterproofing fabric spray on less expensive pillows, but be sure to bring them inside during bad weather. The most important decor for any outdoor space, of course, is the plant life. Container gardening is your best friend on a patio or balcony. Group pots of varying sizes, heights, and textures to create a lush, layered look. For a big impact on a small budget, fill your pots with fast-growing annual flowers and leafy green plants. And for a garden that gives back, plant a few herbs like mint, basil, and rosemary. They are easy to grow, smell wonderful, and can be snipped for use in your kitchen. If floor space is at a premium, go vertical. Wall-mounted planters and hanging baskets will draw the eye upward and surround you with greenery without taking up a single square inch of your seating area. By combining these elements, a defined space, comfortable furniture, magical lighting, and lush plant life, you can blur the line between indoors and out, effectively adding a whole new room to your home. You'll have created a personal oasis, a perfect escape for a quiet morning coffee or a warm evening with friends. In our next chapter, we'll bring our focus back inside, but with a new perspective, as we explore the principles of sustainable and eco-friendly decorating. Hello and welcome back. Over the course of our journey together, we have explored nearly every corner of the home, armed with the goal of making our spaces more stylish and beautiful on a budget. We've focused on the how to paint, how to source furniture, how to arrange a room. In this chapter, we're going to take a step back and focus on the why and the what. We're going to bring our focus to a principle that has been woven throughout our entire series, a concept that is not just a trend, but a fundamental shift in how we approach design: sustainability. Creating a stylish, eco-friendly home is about making conscious, intentional choices that are better for our planet, our health, and, believe it or not, our wallets. The foundation of sustainable decorating can be beautifully summed up by a phrase we all learned in school: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Let's reframe this for the world of interior design. First, and most importantly, reduce. This is about fighting the urge for constant consumption and moving away from the culture of fast furniture, cheaply made, trendy pieces that are designed to be discarded after a season or two. It's about buying less, but buying better. Before you make a purchase, ask yourself, do I truly need this? Will I love it in 5 years? Is it made to last? The most sustainable item is often the one you don't buy, or the one you choose to invest in because you know it will serve you for decades to come. This mindset shift is the single most powerful step toward a more sustainable home. Second, reuse. We have talked at length about the magic of thrifting, vintage shopping, and the second-hand market. This is the heart and soul of sustainable decorating. Every time you buy a pre-owned piece of furniture, you are not only saving it from a landfill, but you are also reducing the demand for new manufacturing, which consumes immense amounts of energy, water, and raw materials. You are choosing an item that has already stood the test of time, an item with history, character, and a story to tell. This approach is the antithesis of mass-produced, cookie-cutter design. It ensures your home is filled with unique, soulful pieces that reflect a commitment to quality and conservation. Third, recycle, which in the design world, we often call upcycling. This is the creative act of taking something old, broken, or overlooked and transforming it into something new and beautiful. It's the dresser you found on the curb that you brought back to life with a coat of paint and new hardware. It's the old glass jars you use as vases for flowers. It's the fabric scraps you sew into a one-of-a-kind pillow cover. Upcycling is about seeing potential where others see trash. It is the ultimate expression of resourcefulness and creativity, and it's a powerful way to reduce waste while adding deeply personal, custom touches to your home. Of course, it's not always possible to find what you need secondhand. When you do need to buy new, you can do so with a sustainable mindset. The key is to look at the materials. Prioritize items made from natural and renewable resources. Look for furniture made from solid wood that is certified by the Forest Stewardship Council, or FSC, which ensures it comes from responsibly managed forests. Bamboo is another excellent choice, as it's a type of grass that grows incredibly quickly. Other sustainable materials include cork for flooring, and natural fibers like organic cotton, linen, hemp, and jute for textiles like rugs and curtains. Also, look for items made with recycled content, such as beautiful rugs woven from recycled plastic bottles, or glassware made from recycled glass. Beyond materials, a crucial part of creating a sustainable home is creating a healthy one. When you're painting, as we discussed in our second chapter, look for paints that are labeled low VOC or no VOC. VOCs, or volatile organic compounds, are chemicals that can be released into the air from traditional paints, negatively affecting your indoor air quality. Making this simple switch is better for your family's health and for the environment. And let's not forget the most beautiful and natural decor of all: houseplants. Plants are the ultimate sustainable accessory. They are a long-lasting, living piece of art that can grow with you over time, and they work as natural air purifiers, filtering toxins from the air and releasing clean oxygen. Ultimately, sustainable decorating isn't about deprivation or adhering to a certain earthy aesthetic. It is about thoughtfulness. It's about being a conscious consumer and a creative problem solver. It is the rewarding process of building a home that not only looks good but also feels good, a space that is lighter on the planet and a truer reflection of your values. The beautiful result is a home that is more unique, more personal, and more deeply cherished. In our final chapter, we will tie everything together, discussing how to find your unique personal style and trust your instincts to create a home that is perfectly and unapologetically you. Hello, and welcome back for our final chapter. For the past 14 chapters, we have embarked on a comprehensive journey through the world of affordable and stylish home decor. We have armed ourselves with the practical tools of the trade. We've learned the power of paint, the art of the hunt for second-hand treasures, the magic of textiles and lighting, and the importance of sustainability. We have moved room by room, from our most private sanctuaries to our most public spaces, applying these principles to create a home that is functional and beautiful. But this final chapter is the most important of all. It's not about a room or a specific skill. It's about you. It's about taking all this knowledge and learning how to filter it through your own unique personality to create a home that is a true, authentic, and unapologetic reflection of who you are. Throughout this series, we've discussed many current trends: earthy color palettes, curved furniture, natural materials. It's valuable to know what's happening in the world of design, but I want to leave you with a crucial piece of advice. Trends are your guide, not your guardrails. They are a wonderful source of inspiration, a way to discover new ideas and see fresh combinations. But the ultimate goal is not to have a trendy home. The goal is to have a personal home. A space that is filled with your personality and tells your story will have a timeless quality that will never go out of style, long after a particular trend has faded. So, use trends as a jumping-off point, but never feel like you have to follow them slavishly. So, how do you discover what your personal style actually is? It can feel like a daunting question. The answers are often right in front of you. First, look in your closet. What colors, patterns, and fabrics are you naturally drawn to in the clothes you wear? Do you prefer tailored, classic lines, or a more relaxed, bohemian flow? Your personal fashion is one of the most direct clues to your interior design aesthetic. Second, become a detective with your inspiration. When you save an image of a room on Pinterest or Instagram, don't just passively admire it. Actively analyze it. Ask yourself, what specifically do I love about this space? Is it the dark, moody wall color? The mix of old and new furniture? The way the light streams through the windows? Look for the recurring themes in the images you save. You might discover you have a consistent love for uncluttered spaces, rich textures, or a particular color you hadn't even realized. Beyond the visual, think about how you want your home to feel. This is perhaps more important than how you want it to look. Do you crave a space that feels calm, serene, and restful? Or do you thrive in an environment that feels energetic, creative, and full of vibrant color? Do you want your home to be a cozy, safe nest, or an elegant, sophisticated backdrop for entertaining? Let these feeling words be your compass. They will guide you in your choices far more effectively than any style label like farmhouse or mid-century modern. And finally, be brutally honest about your lifestyle. A beautiful, all-white sofa might be your dream, but if you have a dog that loves to get muddy and 2 small children, that dream might quickly become a source of stress. True style is not just about beauty, it's about harmony between your aesthetic and your actual, everyday life. Once you have a better sense of what you love, have the courage to curate your space with confidence. The most interesting and soulful homes are almost always a mix of styles. They are a testament to the owner's life and travels, not a carbon copy of a catalog page. So, mix that sleek, modern sofa with a vintage, patterned rug you found at a flea market. Place your grandmother's antique dresser in your contemporary bedroom. The harmony in a space like this doesn't come from everything matching. It comes from the fact that every piece was chosen with love by the same person, you. You are the common thread that ties everything together. And that leads to my final piece of advice. Trust your gut. Decorating a home is a marathon, not a sprint. It's a process of evolution. Allow your home to grow and change with you. It's far better to have an empty corner than to fill it with something you don't truly love just for the sake of being finished. Be patient and wait for the pieces that speak to you. If you find an object, be it a quirky lamp, a piece of art, or a unique chair, and you have a strong, positive, emotional reaction to it, that's your instinct telling you something. Don't overthink whether it goes with everything else. If you truly love it, it belongs in your home. Have fun with this process. Give yourself permission to experiment, to move things around, to make mistakes. A can of paint can always be painted over. You now have all the tools, the knowledge, and the inspiration you need. We have shown you how to create a beautiful home on a budget, but the final, secret ingredient is your own confidence. The truth is, there are no absolute rules in design. There is only what feels right to you. Your home is your canvas, your story, your sanctuary. I hope this journey has empowered you to create a space that you are not only proud of, but one that brings you comfort and joy every single day. Thank you for joining me. Happy decorating!